New month, new exciting games coming to the Switch, and this time around we have none of the lot coming out in the month of September 2023. I'm Felix from Nintendo Live, and without further ado, let's just jump.
Okay, now what?
If you would let me finish, I would have said let's just jump right into things.
Whoa!
The first game on the list is Rune Factory 3 Special, coming out the 5th of September. Originally released on the DS in 2009, it's now getting a remaster. In this game you can play as Micah, who is not like everyone else. He can transform into a monster, albeit a very cute one, and it's your goal to make humans and monsters live side by side in peace. You also tend to your farm, chat with villagers, and even romance some of them. And here there's actually some new content. Not only have they added a new Hell difficulty, but there's new standalone adventures unlocked after you marry someone. It's a real classic loved by loads of people, and even though it's an old game that maybe hasn't aged incredibly well, it's still nice to have on modern platforms for people like newcomers to enjoy or for veterans to relive that nostalgia. Next in line, we have another farm sim with battle elements, although this one is brand new. Say hello to Fae Farm coming to the Switch the 8th of September. You can either play alone or with up to 3 friends building your little farming paradise. You each make your own fully customizable character, and then you have to help the townsfolk who ask quests for you, explore the dungeons, and learn the ways of the magic. And this magic will help you become a better farmer and fighter on the battlefield. It has this very cute and cozy art style, and it's the sort of world that you just want to jump into and live in. What sort of mysteries and whimsical memories will you make with this game? Well, find out if you pick this game up when it comes out the 8th of September. Remember the Switch launch title Super Bomberman R? Well, it's getting a sequel to celebrate the franchise's 40th birthday, Super Bomberman R2, coming to the Switch the 13th of September. There's 4 game modes this time around. Standard, which is the, standard experience. Grand Prix, where you battle in 2 teams. Battle 64, a battle royale version where you must be the last one standing out of 64 players. And a new mode called Castle, where you either defend or attack the castle. If you attack, you must try and find all the treasure. And if you defend, well, you must defend that treasure with your dear life. Online multiplayer is supported, there's a stage builder, and even a single player mode. And it's the Bomberman that you all know and love. If you're a fan of Bomberman games, this is a no-brainer. The next game in line is Thunder Ray, coming out the 14th of September. Have you ever wanted a Punch-Out-like game that was hand-animated? What, you too? Well, it's exactly what this game is. Here you have to box your way to the top, and in your way stands multiple people, foes that you must beat up without getting KO'd yourself. I just think that this game looks stunning, and playing like the classic Punch-Out games, well, it just looks like a really good combo. So if this game seems interesting, get your dodging skills and uppercuts ready for when you try and become the champion of the universe. The 5th game on the list is Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster, coming out the 15th of September. Like the title says, this HD remaster features the first and second Baten Kaitos games, Baten Kaitos Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean, and the prequel Baten Kaitos Origins. If you don't know what these games are, well, they are JRPGs set in a fantasy world with beautiful set pieces, a nail-biting story, and tons of monsters to battle on this giant floating island where the story takes place. Some of the team at Monolith, who later made the Xenoblade Chronicles series, also worked on this game, so that's already a good sign. But you can't just go into this and expect Xenoblade Chronicles, it has loads of differences. One of the big factors is that the battle system is completely different, using cards. So if you, like me, never got to try out these GameCube classics, now is as good time as any to see what all the fuss is about. The 6th one in line is a pretty big one. It's Mortal Kombat 1 coming to the Switch the 19th of September. The reason the title says it's the first one, even though the previous game in the franchise was the 11th entry, it's because it's a fresh beginning, a new story in a completely new universe. You still see a lot of the same characters that you know and love, but they have completely new roles. It's kinda like if Mario and Bowser switched places, it would give a completely new dynamic to the Mushroom Kingdom. I would actually really like to see that. It's Mortal Kombat, so you know what you're getting yourself into. A fighting game with the most gruesome fatalities one could imagine, and it's all coming to Switch the 19th of September. Next in line, we have The Legend of Noita: Boundless Trails, coming out the 22nd of September. This game originally came out in 2012, but it was never localized here in the West. That changes this month though, as it's been officially translated, even having some English voice acting in some places. It's gotten a bump in the visuals as well as the frame rate since the release on the PSP, now supporting 60 FPS. There's also some remade character portraits, together with the audio being in better quality. In this game you play as Noita, who wants to know what's beyond the horizon of their world, and one day while out and about he discovered a fairy-like girl who's been robbed of something very valuable. Thus, Noita sets out to retrieve it in a classic JRPG adventure. Now, there are multiple games in the Trails series, but if this game speaks to you but you're too intimidated because, oh, I have to play all the other games, worry not. This is a standalone title where you don't have to have played all the other games to enjoy this, and it's ready to be enjoyed when it launches on Nintendo Switch the 22nd of September. The penultimate game on the list is Infinity Strash: Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, coming out the 28th of September. A new game in the Dragon Quest series is here, although this one is based on the popular manga/anime by almost the same name, just leave out the Infinity Strash. It's a hack-and-slash action RPG, where you take the role of Dai, who wants to become a hero and destroy the monsters roaming in his world, and one day, when the Dark Lord returns, he must embark on a quest to defeat him. In your way will be numerous monsters who you must take on together with their commanders, and it's all real-time battles where you can switch freely between characters. If you keep getting bested, however, you can dive into the Temple of Recollection to become more powerful. Essentially, it's an endless dungeon with over 100 different rune combinations. And if that isn't enough, you can also collect and equip Bond Memories. Not only do they work as items, but they also unlock scenes from the original manga. So, if you were a fan of the original manga and anime or the 2020 anime, then this game would probably be a safe bet for you. And last in line, we have Gothic Classic, coming out the 28th of September as well. While Gothic is getting a full-blown remake on PlayStation and Xbox consoles, the Switch is unfortunately left out. But what's the next best thing? Well, the original 2001 game, of course, and they've actually fixed a lot of bugs in this port. Wahoo! It's an OG RPG experience, which inspired numerous games down the road, like The Witcher 3 for example. It has tons of NPCs you can interact with, a dark vibe, and it's just a really immersive experience. The game takes place inside this magic barrier surrounding the colony, and this barrier is quite haunting. You can enter from the outside, but you can never leave again. And that's kind of what happens at the start of the game. You get thrown into a prison inside the barrier, thus you can't escape. In here, you must try your best to survive and navigate your way through the three factions in hope of finding a way of getting out of this place. The graphics and controls may be dated, but this game is held as one of the very best RPGs there is to offer. It has an atmosphere and world building which has been hard to replicate through the years, and it's a game you should really check out if you're into these kind of games. And there you have it, those were 9 exciting games coming to the Switch here in September. Are there any games that we missed or any of these that you're planning on picking up? Well, let us know down in the comments below, and while you're down there, that subscribe button looks mighty attractive. Why don't you compliment it by giving it a little click? I know that would make it very happy. Don't forget to check out our website nintendolove.com for all sorts of Nintendo related content. And that was everything from us. Stay safe, play some video games in September, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.